Welcome to the video. Thank you very much for the support. This is going to be a tough one to make, I can see. Welcome to the fly zone, where the buzz is real and the stakes are high, as you've just seen. Firstly, we're going to talk about the usual suspects, the common fly. For example, the housefly. You've all seen them buzzing around your kitchen on a nice hot day when you're trying to make a fruit salad. Houseflies, fruit flies, and blue bottle flies. Those big, ugly ones that never seem to die. These are what we like to call the everyday flyers. Houseflies are the uninvited guests at every single family picnic. They land on your sandwich and then on your face. And just when you think that they've buggered off somewhere else, surprise, they're back again and they're attacking your fruit salad. These guys are like that one friend who can't take a hint and has been unagreeably part of the friendship group going on for, I don't know, 6 years or something. But none of you ever liked them, but you just didn't have the heart to say, and they don't pick up on the vibes early enough. So now you're just sort of stuck together. That's what a housefly is like. Basically like roommates that don't pay any rent and don't actually contribute to the household in any fathomable way. All they do is nick your food and dirty up the place. Houseflies are found all over the world, and even though they're very common, they aren't as innocent as we might think. This is because they spread diseases like typhoid and cholera. So next time one lands on your food, remember, it's not just a fly, it's a flying health hazard. Now we're going to talk about the dangerous flies and the painful biters. Now meet the horsefly. Not your average barnyard buddy. Only the female ones actually bite, typical, kind of like real life. And when they do, it's like being jabbed with a hot poker. This is because they have serrated mandibles that can tear through your skin. This can cause intense pain and swelling. And if you're allergic, well, that's a whole new level of ouch. So I know what you're thinking. How do we avoid these airborne vampires? Because it's not like we can fly and we can't exactly outrun them. Have you ever tried to run away from a fly? They are super fast. Well, some common advice would be to wear light coloured clothing because for some reason they're attracted to darker colours. You can use insect repellent, although let's not forget that insect repellents are full of chemicals, and although they do gas out your little fly roommate, they also will have you coughing like a 50-year-old smoker. So choose wisely. Or maybe instead of rearranging your whole wardrobe, buying new clothes that contain colour instead of being your typical goth self, and then spraying your whole house with some nasty chemicals, maybe you can just get a fly swatter, you know? Those square-shaped things that kind of look like spatulas, but they're used to squish and splatter dirty flies all over your nice white walls. Gives a no excuse to painting once a year though, because everybody loves painting their walls. Now we're going to cover some really weird, strange, but very unique flies that you may not have even known existed. Enter the dark-edged bee fly. It looks like a bee. It acts like a bee, but nope. It's a fly. This little twerker hovers like a helicopter and feeds by piercing flowers to steal nectar. No pollination here, just pure thievery. That's right. They may look like bees, but they definitely don't do the same job that bees do. Because although they do live off taking nectar from flowers, they don't actually use it to help the planet. They don't pollinate, they don't create honey. They are basically nature's version of identity theft against our bee friends. And instead of using that identity to become functioning members of society, they become robbers. Absolute filthy criminals that strangely are very good at twerking. I honestly wish I could do that. These little guys can be found in temperate regions. This includes the UK, and they're considered a master of disguise and deception. Told you they were criminals. We've also got the bat-winged fly from New Zealand. With wings that look like they belong to a bat, it's the goth kid of the fly world. It doesn't fit in, nobody understands it, misunderstood, neglected, left, sad and lonely in despair. These poor flies are rarely seen. No, Really, they're rarely seen. They're very hard to get pictures of. They've also been known to prey on soft-bodied insects to keep themselves fed, and they like to sun lounge on rocks. Talk about having a rock star lifestyle. They've got the looks and the audacity of a rock star, but do they produce the music?
I'm a bat-winged fly, I lay on the rocks. You want a picture of me? Cause you know I look good, but you won't get one unless you're quick. Because I fly away before I even hear your camera click. I'm the John Cena of the fly zone. I don't bite, but you better leave me alone. Cause I'm in danger now. Don't be embarrassed, but my real name is Exo Singularis. Cause you know, you humans always changing the names of species whose names you can't say or can't remember. Not that we have a say in it or anything. I'm not bitter. I'm just mentioning it because it's a fact.
Now, before we go on to the deadly flies, we're going to play a game. It's called Guess That Fly. I'll show you a picture of a fly and you have to guess what the name of the fly is. And if you get it right, I'll send you a free bottle of bug spray. Toxin free.
Bottles of bug spray are not guaranteed. Please read the small print before continuing. Any attempt to sue over missing bottles of bug spray will be met with force. We cannot guarantee your safety or those around you if you do use our bug spray. User caution is advised.
Can you guess the name of this fly? A bastard, that's right. And next up we've got this fly. What do you think this fly's called? Also a bastard, you're correct. And fun fact, these flies are very territorial and they actually like to fight each other most of the time. But let's not let them use that fight as a distraction for all the other shady stuff that's going on. And while these flies are nicknamed the bastards, their official scientific name is Politicians Asoles. Now we're going to talk about the deadly flies and the ones that can kill you. So first up in the heavy hitters, we have the tsetse fly. Now we've actually covered this fly on this channel previously, but we're going to talk about it in a slightly different way today. Found in the sub-Saharan of Africa, this little menace carries sleeping sickness. One bite and you could be in for a really, really tough time, including having a fever, experiencing confusion, and if you don't get treated, it could also lead to a coma. That is not the kind of souvenir you were expecting from your expensive trip to Africa that probably took you a few years to save for. Now we're getting to the gross segment of this video, which is flies that eat you. Yes, you have flies that like the taste of human flesh, believe it or not. These flies, very blatantly named the parasitic fly, they don't just bite, they lay their eggs inside of you. Their larvae then hatches and starts feasting on your body to survive. It's like a horror movie, but it's true. And yes, this is really happening to you right now. They're found in various parts of the world, including the UK, and these flies are the stuff of nightmares.
Welcome to Fact or Fiction with your host Matt McFly and special guest the bat-winged fly.
Welcome to Fact or Fiction, Fly Edition, of course. Now, folks, today we have some very special guests. We have the bat-winged fly, who I'm sure you all well aware has made his name famous in the music scene recently. So, tell us, are you ready to play Fact or Fiction?
Hey, Matt. And I'd like to say thank you very much for having me on today. But I would also like to mention I would prefer to be called the Excellus.
Right you are. So tell us, Excellus, are you ready to play Fact or Fiction?
I'm ready, Matt. I'm ready.
Let's play Fact or Fiction, the quiz show where the truths are buzzing and the lies get swatted. Question 1. Flies only live for 24 hours.
Fact or fiction?
Well, Matt, my grandma just passed away, and she was only 6 hours old. So I think I'm gonna go fact on this one.
Oh, it looks like that's the wrong answer, I'm afraid. It's fiction.
Ding, ding, ding! That's correct. Most houseflies can live up to 30 days, not just one. Mayflies are known to have short lives, but the houseflies, they like to hang around us a little bit longer, whether we like it or not.
Now we're going to move on to question 2. Fact or fiction? Flies taste with their feet. Is it fact or is it fiction?
Well, Matt, I'm gonna have to say fact on this one, because I laid it on a pile of dung the other day, and it reminded me of childhood, you know?
Oh my god.
Brought back a lot of memories.
Can somebody say taste test? I call that a fact.
Correct again. Ties have tiny little taste receptors in their gross little feet. So from the moment that they land on your lunch, they're already sampling it before you had a chance to. Bon appetit.
Now we're down to the final round. Excellus, are you ready for the final round?
Hey, yeah, I'm ready, Matt. I'm ready. I'm gonna get this one.
All right. Get ready. Question 3. Flies throw up on their food before eating it. Fact or fiction?
Oh, damn. I know this one. I know this one. It's a fact. It's a fact. I saw my grandma doing it once. Well, she did most days, but that was probably because she was poorly and you know, didn't have a long...
Congratulations! That is, in fact, a fact!
Absolutely disgusting, but unfortunately also absolutely true, because flies can't chew, so they spit up digestive juices to dissolve their food into a smoothie so they can slurp it off your plate. Yum.
Thank you so much, folks, for tuning in today to Fact or Fiction Fly Edition. Tune in next week. And don't forget to give her hands for our special guest here. Thank you very much, Excellus. We're proud to have you on the show today.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having me on, you know. Happy to be here. And don't forget to download my new...
Next up, we're going to talk about flies' superpowers and their amazing flying abilities. It's what they're named after all. If you think flies are dumb, then think again, because they actually have reaction speeds up to 5 times faster than us mere little humans. This makes flies the Olympic sprinters of the bug world. And if you need a little bit of proof for this fact, then think of a time that you've actually tried to swat a fly. You know that time when you're in bed and you're in your underpants and you hear that annoying little bzzz in the background and you know there's a fly in your room and you can't sleep because you know as soon as you fall asleep it's going to land on your face and it's going to lick your eyelashes and it's going to spit up all over your lips. And you can't relax knowing those facts. So you get out of bed and you try and find it and you hunt it down and you see it on the wall and bam! You go to hit it, and you end up just smashing your fist against the wall. Because the fly saw your hand coming 30 seconds before you managed to even flick your hand. So now you're left standing in your underwear with a swollen hand and a bruised ego, and the fly is literally giggling at you from the other side of a different wall that you're then going to go and hit because you haven't caught it yet and you still can't sleep knowing that it's in your room. Well, this is because they have compound eyes with nearly 360-degree vision. It's literally like having eyes in the back of your head and on the sides of your head and on the top of your head. And basically your whole head is eyeballs. That's how efficient their sight is. Don't even get me started on their acrobatic abilities. Flies can walk on the ceiling thanks to the sticky pads on their feet. Spider-Man, eat your heart out. You see, if flies had teeth, then the Spider-Man franchise would have been called something different entirely. Flyman! Flies have managed to buzz their way into history too. In ancient Egypt, golden fly-shaped pendants were given as military honors. You heard that right. Awards shaped like flies. And let's not forget Beelzebub, literally the lord of the flies. Not just a rock song, but an ancient demon associated with pestilence. Amazing. So now that we know how interesting and amazing and superior flies are to us mere humans, how the hell do we keep them out of our houses? Well, if you want to avoid starring in your own fly horror show, then here's how you do it. Keep trash sealed and keep your bins covered up. Nobody likes your smelly trash, not even you, but the flies definitely love it. They'll be attracted by the smell. So it's better to change your bins as often as possible and to try and keep smells to a minimum in the house. Fix any leaky taps because flies love moisture. If you live in a particularly damp environment, then you're going to have a fly problem, so it's best to sort this out as soon as possible. Use screens on windows and over doors. If you're going to leave the window or the door open for some fresh air, you best have a bug screen to protect yourself. Because flies aren't like vampires, even though some of them do suck our bloods, and they don't need to ask for permission before they come in your house and destroy everything that you own. On a very micro level, of course. And yes, citronella works. Well, sort of. Flies have been known to not like the smell of citronella, so it kind of works as a deterrent, but it's not 100% guaranteed. Some flies, like humans, don't give a crap if there's a bad smell. So remember, be vigilant, be fast, be ready, because the fly zone never sleeps. Well, actually, flies do sleep. They sleep for around 4 to 5 hours a day, usually overnight, and they also like to take siestas. But they're still scary, all right? So whether they're buzzing around your picnic or laying eggs inside of you, flies are more than just annoying insects. They're a testament to nature's creativity, and sometimes it's cruelty. Thanks for flying with us, and remember, keep your swatter handy and your windows closed, and subscribe and like this video, otherwise your sandwich is going to have a fly landing on it. Ugh.